Alright, let's try this again. Yep. Turning down the volume on my headset. Okay. Alright, as we start to get things organized a little bit here, I had the usual problems with the software, but I think I got it straightened out, and now, for whatever reason, well, I'll just do it this way. Boom. Hmm. Oh well, now, that's weird. I can't seem to get... Huh, I wonder what the heck's going on with this tonight. I'm having a problem getting rid of a... Ah, there we go. I was trying to get rid of a screen here because I needed to bring something up. And as I would figure, I've got 5 messages. I got to see who we got. Just bear with me, folks. I've got a couple of messages I got to clear up. Good evening, Alex. Welcome to the Murtathon. Just going down through. Okay, got that taken care of. Got that taken care of. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, let's see. Shark Belly, do you have a Twitter account? If you do, please give me a message over there. There's something I need to tell you. Since right now I've got one of you in here. In the meantime, we're just going to go along with kind of a warm-up. Now, as I said on Twitter earlier, we are going to talk a little bit about Cynthia Absug. Now, word has been getting around. Cynthia went to court today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to bring that slide up because, like I said, I've had a little bit of a presentation problem, but I'm just getting into Vogue here. Let's see. Okay. Well, this is the wrong one because that's going to be an audio file. I want to go down to the... Yeah, this is the one I want. Okay, this is now Cynthia Absug had a hearing today, and she pled guilty to the kidnapping charges, and so she's going to be going on trial February 8th, 2021. Now, what I don't know right now is whether or not I am going to go up there. Because if it's a virtual trial, there's no point in going up there. It was a virtual trial today. They put it up on WebEx. And I'm not clear what the rules are with the court, so I'm not going to put up the recording that was made. But the gist of it was that she pled guilty. I've got to go over the audio a little bit because the judge's volume in the video was very low. But from what I've been able to understand, going down through the article I have up here, Judge Patricia Heron denied her request to have the monitor removed or changed in order to prevent her from having contact with her children. So Cynthia Absug still cannot have contact with her children. Okay, trying to get my brain. She was offered a plea deal, but if she had taken it, then she would not have been able to see her kids. She would have lost them. She would have lost custody of the children straight away. This way, she has a fighting chance, so to speak, because, okay, I got to take care of this. Okay, I got that little bit of business. Alright, that's what I need to know. Hello, Task Force. I figured you'd show up. You just can't resist. That's what we got here. Murder's obsessed with Cynthia. What are you? What do you have against mothers that want to fight for their family, Mert? You and Dodger are going to stick your noses into her business? Well, I'll tell you, Task Force, this is, a kind of a reality check for you. This is a major case. This has to do with mothers who are having difficulties in CPS. Now, I don't take a side, either one side or another, in the case of Ms. Abzug. This is an ongoing trial. It's a public event. I cover trials. Now, apparently you didn't get the memo. Now, I don't care if Cynthia Abzug gets her children or not. That's up to her. It's up to her lawyers. It's up to her working with... Oh, she retracted the message. I wonder why she did that. Task Force, why did you retract the message? I don't get it. But that's your game. But anyway, like I said, what the situation is here is we have a woman who is on trial for the attempted kidnapping of her two children, or at least the one, and this is a case that is in the Colorado court. Now, since it's a trial, and then since it has to do, in some respects, with people that we know, such as Field McConnell and other people, losing my train of thought again. Anyway, it's a court case. I'm going to cover it. End of story. Now, getting back to what was going on here. Like I said, Cynthia Abzug is trying to get custody of her children and is working with the caseworker to see if this is possible. Oh, she came back. Boy, Task Force has got a big burr up her big ass tonight. But, yeah, what the hell? Yeah. Trolls make the show, as they say. But to do a little background, in case anybody comes to this channel that's new to the thing, a while back there was this woman who used to live in Florida. She was not happy with the way things are going, hi Dodger, and so she moved herself and her children up to the state of Colorado, to Denver specifically. And in the course of things that were going on up there, the people that she went to get care for her child suspected that there was something fishy about the interaction between her child, and the agency, and they came to the conclusion that she may have Munchausen's by proxy, and they turned this over to the CPS. After some investigation of sorts, they removed the child from her custody and put the child into foster care. Now, apparently they did not do this with the daughter. I don't know. So, what happened was, she was supposed to appear in court to answer these accusations. And for some inexplicable reason, she vanished. She just took off, left the state of Colorado. She met up with some pre-med student, or whatever the hell he was, and the two of them just took this big grand sightseeing tour of the eastern United States. They went from Colorado, I believe they went to Wisconsin. From Wisconsin, they went over to Virginia. From Virginia, they went down to Georgia. From Georgia, they went to Florida. From Florida, they went up to Arkansas. And from Arkansas, they went over to Montana. And in Montana, she got caught by the police. And she was arrested. The guy that was with her, he was free to go. She wound up in jail, fought extradition, wound up back in Colorado, and now she's standing trial, or will be, for 2 charges of attempted kidnapping. And that's about where it is right now. So what we're doing is the state of Colorado had a preliminary hearing today. And basically she pled not guilty. Public defender did his thing. The prosecution did his thing. They tried to get the GPS monitor removed. The judge said, no, you're not moving the GPS monitor. She tried to get it to where she could have custody of, or have visitation of her children, and she was denied. Now, she is working on trying to get custody of the child, or visiting, excuse me, I'm getting a little bit confused here. She tried to get visitation rights for the child, and this is denied at the moment, and she's trying to fight it. And basically, that's where we're at. And rather than discuss the case, Task Force is on here going into personal attacks like she always does. She can't stay on the subject. She has to go and personally attack people. And this is an open chat. It's not a closed subject. It's not going to be just about Cynthia Habsburg or anything else. Which brings us, since Task Force is in here, Task Force has this weird fixation with me. She's had it for ever since she started having whatever that relationship is she's having with Timothy Charles Holmseth. And she puts up all this false crap on her various social media sites that are complete and absolute lies. She says that I am an alleged serial killer, which I'm not, but she insists on doing it anyway because she doesn't know her ass in the hole in the ground. And of course, every time I do a chat like I'm doing tonight, in comes Miss Erickson, who for some reason can't use her own name, and starts with, oh yeah, you spoke to Mike DeForest. Well, you know, that's fine. You know, what are you going to do with him? You know, you've already got the video. That's one of 3 videos, by the way. You've only got the one. It's interesting you never bothered to put the other 2 up, but since they're favorable to me, you wouldn't want to do that. But, you know, at this point, Task Force, it really doesn't matter. You know, I'm 69 years old. I'm going to be 70 years old in a month. You know, all the damage is done. You know, there's nothing I can do. But I find really interesting, now that we're on the subject of this sort of thing, there's a new chat that came out. And funny as it is, now this is the same chat that Randy Erickson and Timothy Holmseth keep putting up. The only problem is the chat that came out has got Timothy Charles Holmseth's name all over it. Now, I don't know for sure where the chat came from, but it's kind of interesting that a chat shows up with Timmy's name on it, and Timmy has been the only one that has attacked me with these so-called chats, even though the local police department down here has dismissed them outright. So, well, I have my reasons, Marcia. No, I'm not. A little bit of a lie there, Randy, but I suppose you've got to do it. I am not banned from the UPS store. I'm not even in Minnesota, so, you know, I don't care. But, you know, you constantly lie. There's no reason for me to be banned in that store. You know, what in the hell are you so scared of? You know, it's like I said, all I am is a truck driver, or former truck driver. I'm retired, and yet you got your burr up your ass about me. Now, you're supposed to be this super duper wealthy real estate broker up there in Minnesota and part of this government thing and part of QAnon and all that, yet you got to burr up your ass about me. It's weird. And this has been going on for 4 years. Well, of course she won. Everybody knows who she is. She made a post to the YouTube over a video, and she declared, I am Task Force. I own Task Force. I own TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com. So she admitted who she was. So it's it's not a secret. I don't know why, And, the thing of it is, she's even changed her legal name. Her legal name is Randy Lynn Erickson with an L, but if you go on her Facebook, it's Randy Q Erickson. It's kind of weird that people change their name for some conspiracy nut thing, but, that's what she does. This is the kind of people that are into QAnon. Which is a hoax in itself. I think it's the funniest thing that's ever happened since, Anonymous was ridiculous, and then QAnon comes along, and that's even more ridiculous. And the funny thing about QAnon is it's politically biased. It's biased to the right. Way over on the right. It's so far over on the right, it's about ready to fall off a cliff. And they're a bunch of morons. I don't care if people I know that are subscribing to this channel are QAnon or not. I think the whole thing is stupid. I think it's doing a lot of damage. And I'm going to be doing a series on the QAnon killing machine sometime in the coming weeks, because this is a very dangerous group. I've learned a few things about QAnon and this particular group of QAnons that's quite surprising. These people are not, they go around saying they're non-violent, and they're not. There's a lot going on that people haven't known up to this point, and a lot of it I found out when I was up in the tri-state area up there, because I talked to people that know about what's going on with this group, and it's not good. Task Force will probably go running right over to YouTube and running over to Twitter and put up more crap about me, and she always does, because that's all she's capable of. And, I don't know. See, the thing of it is, I don't know what attacking me has to do with the rescue of children. They're taking attention away from the real guilty party. I see things in the news every day about this person got caught, that person got caught, blah, 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 blah. Guess where it does not show up? On the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force doesn't do anything. None of these QAnon sites do anything. It's always about me. It's always about Rebecca or Monograph or Levi or Kim. It's never about the truly guilty. And that's what people need to understand. When you look at Randy Q. Erickson's Facebook page, the Task Force, the High Command 2, and so on and so on and so on, all that you're going to see is 80% of the stuff is going to be attacks against me. Nobody else, me. Now, yeah, she gets into Monty every once in a while. She gets into Kim every once in a while. But 80% of the attacks online is against me. Now, that's rather strange. I don't have a criminal record. I have never been in jail. I've never had anything. Well, I got a ticket for a mud flap when I was trying to drive a truck. I mean, wow, I got a ticket for a mud flap. But I have never spent a day in jail. I have no criminal record. I have no record of any kind, for that matter. And yet these people attack me. Now, Timothy Charles Homeseth, on the other hand, has got a extensive criminal history, plus he is the one that is a fugitive from justice. And this brings up another point about Timothy Homeseth. Timothy Homeseth has not been heard from. since the end of May of this year. Now, this is June, July, August, September. We're coming up on 4 months because it's, let's see, this is the 22nd of, or no, what am I looking at here? 25th of September. And it's right around that time in May that Tim Homseth dropped off the map. Tim Homseth is nowhere to be found. Now, yeah, there's people who put up stuff with his name on it, and the only thing it is most of it's old stuff. Any videos that are up are stuff that he did 2, 3, 4 years ago, maybe 6 months ago, but nothing current. Tim Homseth has not been seen alive on the air in 4 months. Why is this? Why, is this assignment that he's on so important that he can't be on the air? And Randy and all these other people have to babysit for him more than usual? There's something real strange going on here with Randy and Timmy. Why is Timmy in hiding? Everybody says, oh, this warrant out for Timmy's arrest has been expunged. It's not valid. Other people say it's only good for 150 miles from East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Well, if that's the case, there's no reason for Timmy to be hiding. Timmy can be out there taking a walk, getting some fresh air, maybe go over to Walmart, buy some gummy bears or something. But no, Timmy's vanished completely. And this is a guy that's supposed to be third from the President of the United States. He's one man removed from the President of the United States. He didn't show up at the rally in Minneapolis. He didn't show up anywhere. So, yeah, it's funny. And, but what is interesting is the diversion that's going on here. And what they're concentrating on. Now, I'm sitting here reading all this stuff the task force is putting up, and I just find it curious because it's all about us. Nothing about missing children, nothing about children being rescued, nothing about anything. It's all about us. Just look at the chat that's on here right now. She's talking about Agent 19. The president is smarter than all of you. Read any executive orders. The executive orders have nothing to do with a Pentagon phony task force. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It has nothing to do with Tim Homseth. You guys are latching on to something that has absolutely nothing to do with you. If anyone were to go up to President Trump and ask him, what do you think of Timothy Charles Homseth? And they go, who the hell are you talking about? I never heard of the guy. So you're basically lying to the public, which is, people are too stupid to realize that they're being lied to. And it's all this QAnon nonsense. So you sit there and you attack people and everything, and, you offer no proof. I mean, you come up with, read the executive order of Trump. That's not proving anything. It does not prove your connection to Donald Trump. All you're doing is making money off of Donald Trump. That's all this is. It's a money gambit. You're going out there and you're making a fortune out of all these people that are gullible to be sucked into this bullshit. So. Nobody's going to stop you from doing it. I mean, YouTube's making a fortune off of Task Force and all these others because they sell everybody's personal information, and Randy, with all the subscribers, so they got all this information and they turn around and they sell it to advertisers. So if you guys get weird shit in your email and on your individual social media pages, you know where it's coming from. Number one, she's running scared because there's a couple things that was left out of her tirade, and eventually the truth is going to come out. It takes time. The Cynthia Herzog trial just may be one of them, because if you read the daughter's deposition, the guy that came to Randy's house has a direct connection to Field McConnell. And Cynthia Absug has been on Field McConnell's show. Cynthia Absug has been in Plum City, Minnesota. So, there's a direct connection there, and Randy is connected to Field McConnell, and Tim Holmseth is connected to Field McConnell. So they are all connected to this case. And they just don't seem to understand that at some point they may wind up finding a subpoena from the Colorado court to come have a little chat. So, she can sit there and she can pretend about the high command, about JustCom, about this, that, and the other thing, but reality's going to set in eventually. That's the thing these people don't understand. They can play these fairy tale games until they're blue in the face, but eventually it's going to catch up to them. There's wire fraud being bandied about because they're collecting money based on all these claims they're making about the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, and that ain't going to cut it for very long because there's a serious amount of money involved. And then there's some of this peripheral allegations that have been made that's being checked into. And there's things on the horizon that is going to make it a Mail-X moment for Miss Randy Erickson, whether she realizes it or not. She doesn't deal in reality. I don't give a flying fuck about Miralax. This isn't about Miralax. I don't know what you think you're doing, Randy. I mean, people in here think you're an idiot. You may string along one or two of your morons to come in here and troll the channel. But the thing of it is you've been found out, and people understand just exactly who you are. Your actions prove it. You're the biggest fraud on the internet right now. And, you come in here and, banner about all this QAnon BS. You're just a foolish old woman cooped up in a house with nothing to do, so you get on there and you decide that, I'm going to be the big QAnon lady. And there's even QAnons that, they say she's not QAnon, she's got the message all wrong. We don't, So, this is just exactly like what happened to the guy in Kentucky that decided he wanted to attach himself to Anonymous. There's people that believe they're the true Anonymous and people that they call cam whores or new fags and stuff like that. They just, they say you're not QAnon because you're off message, and that's exactly what's going on. You're off message because you're talking about stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with the cause, so to speak. And QAnon's absolute nonsense anyway. I think it's one of the dumbest things that's come along in a long time. So, who the hell is Mayor Dyer? Oh, Buddy Dyer. Well, you're quite wrong. This is the thing. Randy, you just love to lie. Because you don't understand. I'm a half hour from Orlando. I can go down and walk into Buddy Dyer's office and talk to him. Say, hey, have you talked to Randy Lynn Erickson from Minnesota? That's all public information. I can walk into the mayor's office right now. Well, not right now because he's home. But, why do you have to lie, Randy? What is this obsession with lying? I mean, you're supposed to be a Christian. And it says in the Bible, I shall not bear false witness against my neighbor. And that's exactly what you're doing. You are no Christian. You don't believe in God because you don't follow the teachings of God. So I don't get it. I mean, the Christian, all these people that say they believe in God are the biggest liars on the internet. And you are a liar, Task Force. It's as simple as that. And you're always attacking people that are disagreeing with you. That's the number one thing here. And you have this obsession with this lawyer in Florida. I don't get that. You have not met the lawyer. You know nothing about the lawyer. All the things that you've learned about a lawyer have come from one person, Timothy Charles Homseth. And Homseth has not set foot in. Someone was nice enough to change the chat to put them on me. So it seems, because it's like I said in my chat video, it seems awful interesting, the coincidences between that chat and Tim. I mean, Tim talked about bestiality. What's over on Randy's website? Bestiality. Tim talked about Scientologists. What's over on Randy's Facebook? Scientologists. The coincidences are there. Tim Homseth is hiding in Elk River, Minnesota. What's in Minnesota? Shopping centers. He used to live in East Grand Forks. What's in East Grand Forks? Malls, shopping centers. And all this stuff comes up on these chats. So one has to wonder, is it Tim Homseth that created the original chats, changed his name to my name, because at that time, I was local. I was running around with my news van covering these two stories, and he got a burr up his ass because he wasn't getting any attention. Tim Homseth is the most jealous person I've ever seen on the planet. He can't stand it when people get attention, and he can't. That's why he's mad at the lawyer from Florida, because they told him to go take a flying leap when he decided to barge in on the case down there. They said, we don't want you. You go do your own thing and leave us alone. We want nothing to do with you. And so what do? He says, well, fine. If you're not going to let me in on your little club down there, I'm going to smear your name all over the country. And that's exactly what he's done. And Randy Lynn Erickson's right in there helping him. That's all Task Force and the PPTF and Randy Lynn Erickson is about, is they just want to go around attacking people for no good reason. They're lying about people. They know they're lying about the people, but they don't care. And because of their interfering in the lives of people, there have been some very disastrous results. And one of them is on trial in the state of Colorado right now. Cynthia Ebsug is in a worse situation right now because she met Field McConnell than if she had stayed away from these people. She probably would have had custody of her child by now. But no, these people had to get in there, destroy her life. Now they've got her on an attempted kidnapping, and I don't know if she's going to beat that rap or not. That's a pretty serious charge. And the FBI just isn't saying, okay, we're going to throw a kidnapping charge and go in court and slap it down. They do thorough investigation. And so does the state of Colorado. They don't just say, okay, we're just going to slap a charge on her, and if she beats it, fine. If she don't, no. They have a mountain of evidence. And it had to go through a grand jury just to get in front of the judge. So, Cynthia Ebsug's in deep shit. And, Randy has nothing to worry about. She's down there in Minnesota enjoying herself on the internet. She's got that house in the woods out there, and and it's in the burbs, and she doesn't have a care in the world. Yet she comes in here and trolls this channel. And you see, now what does the interaction between Nancy Grace and Levi Page have to do with missing children? You see, again, this is an example of where I'll help him out. I'll go out and buy him a car and, basically just pay for him. She's got herself an alleged gigolo now. Going after the cougar, I guess is what the rumor is. It's funny. I find it hilarious that Randy comes in here and trolls this channel. She's got a channel with 32,000 subscribers on it. She could get herself a microphone, do the Field McConnell thing, and make a fortune. Yet she comes in here, people think she's nuts because she's, because of what she's doing, and they go away. But that's, it's how stupid she is. And then this poor woman up in Colorado has to pay the price for meeting up with these people. You know, and if, in February, if she goes to jail, if Cynthia goes to jail, they're not going to bother Randy in it. Oh, she'll say, oh, she's the martyr, she's this, she's that, and anything. But that's all that's going to happen. You know, she'll be running around her house in the woods. She'll go down to Walmart. She'll go over to UPS, collect the mail, all this other stuff, and be scot-free. You know, everybody else is going to have their lives destroyed, and Randy and company are going to be having a gay old time. And, you know, this is the third case that she's gotten her ass interfering in that has ruined people's lives. There's Cynthia Absug. There's the woman in Kentucky. There's another woman that's had a bad situation directly because of Randy and Tim Holmseth. And, you know, there's nothing anybody can do about it. Randy just runs around and runs her mouth, clickety clicks away on the computer, and, you know, destroys life, and she just enjoys it. No, he's not, Randy. I doubt that Tim Holmseth is even alive. See, this is the thing. Tim has been off the grid for 4 months. Tim has never been off the air 4 months in his life. Tim Holmseth has always been on the air. This business about Tim traveling around and being being on assignment's a bunch of bullshit. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's put a cinder block around Timmy and thrown him in a lake somewhere. You know, Minnesota's a state of 1,000 lakes, so it's pretty easy to lose somebody. Plus, the state's about 70% wooded, so it's real easy to lose somebody. And Timmy is not doing better than me because I'm not the one hiding. I can go out, I can go anywhere I want. I don't have to worry about some cop pulling me over and say, hey, you got a warrant for your arrest. You're going back to Crookston, Minnesota. You know, I have no worries in the world. I can go anywhere I want, anytime I want, do anything I want, period. And, you know, and that's the thing. Now, remember, I've said this a number of times. I can be anywhere in this country at any time, and you wouldn't know it. You know, I have, this green screen up here, this could be in my living room in Orlando, or it could be in a hotel room in Boise, Idaho. You'll never know. Investigation in Puerto Rico. Oh, my. Well, I guess that's a good excuse to spend people's money to go to Puerto Rico. Yeah, Randy, you have no credibility. I mean, you're stupid. You're an idiot. And it's comical to read your crap. I love, this woman she's off the rails. I mean, she's, no, I'm not. Why are you talking about yourself in the third person, Randy? We know who you are. You admitted it. You admitted it when you submitted that form to YouTube. I've got a copy of it. I mean, you're not fooling anybody, Randy. And no, I'm not jealous of your lifestyle. I don't give a flying flack. There's probably 170 million people that have a better lifestyle than I do. So I'm not jealous of Randy's life. I'm perfectly happy with the situation I have right now. I may not be able to eat for a couple of weeks, but at least I'm more or less satisfied. Hi, Gray Moon. Welcome to the chat. We have Argue with the Troll Friday tonight. We got this dipshit in here thinking she's, making a fool of herself. And we got another one. This Lewis Berry. Boy, the trolls are just falling, falling out of the ass of an elephant tonight. No, I am not jealous of Tim Homeseth. Why would I be jealous of a guy that's driving around the country in a car full of crap, and the only way he can get on the internet is to piggyback Wi-Fi off a public restaurant? And he can't show his face because he's got a warrant out for his arrest. He's running around on an expired driver's license, no insurance on the car. So if he gets pulled over for any of that stuff, the thing of it is, Tim thinks he's fine. Oh, I'll stay out of the state of Minnesota. Nope. You get caught in that car with an expired driver's license, you're going to get hauled to jail. And you're going to get hauled to jail because the registration on your car doesn't match your address, because Tim Homeseth no longer lives in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. But guess what? The registration of his car that was just renewed this June shows that Timothy Charles Homeseth still lives in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. That ain't happening. So if Tim Homeseth is driving that car anywhere in the United States and he gets pulled over, he's going to jail. Because he lied on the driver, he lied on the registration, he lied on his license, he's lied on his insurance. So, and there's flyers all over the country. There's probably 500-600 truck drivers right now that are running around with flyers in their truck. Some of them have said that they're going to stick the flyers up in every truck stop they come to. So I guess Tim Homeseth better stay away from truck stops. And there's a couple people that work for distributors of McDonald's. It's called the Martin Brower Company. And they said that they will put flyers out to the managers of various McDonald's throughout the country. But the thing of it is like I said earlier, I do not think that Tim Homeseth is alive. I think he's dead. And I think Randy's covering it up. She knows he's dead, but she won't admit it. He may have caught the virus. Oh, Randy took off, or Lewis took off. Bye-bye, Lewis. I figured you would. You don't have the balls to leave your message here. You got to retract it, which is fine. Levi's not in a panic. Randy, stop your lying, Randy. You look like a fool. I mean, really, right? Levi's doing okay. He really doesn't give a shit about you. By the looks of Randy, she needs to go out and get some exercise instead of being cooped up in that house all day. Oh, you came back. Why'd you retract your message, Lewis? Nope, not scared a bit. I think this is funny. I really think it's funny because I'm the one sitting here showing his face on the internet and Timmy's nowhere to be found. So explain that one. Oh, he's on assignment. He's working for the president. Bull. Fucking shit. Tim Homeseth is probably not even alive. Remember, he said Vice President Pence wanted him dead, so maybe Vice President Pence finally did it. And you get on the bad side of the Vice President of the United States, you're dead eventually. If he wants you dead, you're dead. So that's probably what happened. Vice President Pence is probably finally did the world a favor and got rid of Tim Homeseth. Maybe Tim Homeseth is down in Gitmo. Let's see what Randy has to say here. What the hell did I do with my glasses? Yes, he is. I hear he is the disappointment of his family. Nope. Randy, you are the biggest liar. And, really, I don't care what you say about Levi. That's Levi's problem. If he, Levi can do whatever he wants. See, Randy seems to have this fixation that, I'm being paid by people. I'm not being paid by anyway. I got a $1,500 bill for all this stuff that I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. And I got to figure out, I overspent on this trip. And, but it's something that had to be done. But I don't see anybody paying me for it. There's no money coming in on my PayPal. No lawyer in Florida is paying for my expenses. I'll swear to that in court. So I'm not getting paid. This came out of my pocket. Every single penny of it. Nobody contributed a dime to the Chaos Project. I have a way of quickly getting money if I need to on my own. I don't need people doing it for me. No, I would prefer the extra money I make I can put in my pocket, but when I have to do stuff like this, that's what has to be done. But no, she's not rich. Because if you read the bankruptcy report, she's flat broke. She doesn't have any assets. No car, nothing. No property. Randy doesn't have anything. Well, I didn't move down here. Yeah, I'm from New York State. It's cold in New York State, just like it is in Minnesota. I don't like the cold. That's why I moved to Florida. I like Florida. So you got enough. You got all that insulation, so you don't need to worry about cold. But I happen to like warm weather, and I like it here. High nonsense. TCH is still missing and presumed dead. He has not been seen alive since the end of May. So there's a very distinct possibility that Tim Homeseth is either not alive or he may have been sent down to Gitmo. Seems to be when people go down to Gitmo. Arsonist. You ought to check out this book, Randy. Your little friend confessed to being an arsonist. And what's interesting, if you go up, you can do this. You seem to like to call the cops. You can go up to East Grand Forks, Minnesota. They have about 5 unsolved arsonist crimes that happened around the time that Tim lived there. And also there's some interesting stuff down in Thief River, Minnesota people ought to be interested in looking at. And some other places. Tim's got a rather colorful history and has an interesting history when it comes to arson. And he talked about it in his book. Tim confessed to arson or pyromania. So, when you start out just lighting bonfires when you're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and then all of a sudden, a few years later, a bunch of stuff starts happening in the town where you live, it's kind of easy to put 2 and 2 together. So, when it comes to the arsonist label, I think Tim Homeseth needs to be put on a polygraph on that one. That's one thing. Tim Homeseth has never, ever been put on a polygraph. And he's never gone through voice stress analysis. And the funny thing about it, there was way back on his Facebook channel, before I was banned from his Facebook channel, which no longer exists, there was a woman that said that she had, I think it was her father or her grandfather that lived in Tampa, and she challenged me to a polygraph examination. I said, sure, go for it. I can drive an hour and a half to Tampa, take the polygraph, that's what you want, I don't care. Boom! I'm banned from Timothy Homeseth's Facebook channel. Now, isn't that neat? I get a death threat that got against me by Malik on Tim Homeseth's Facebook. Bam! I get banned. That's kind of weird when you ban somebody where one of your subscribers is making death threats against that person. Usually you ban the subscriber, not the person being threatened. And that is the strangest thing that ever happened. And there's all kinds of, the thing of it is, Task Force, is you can't explain away the chat. Because there's too many things in the chat that goes right back to Tim Homeseth. So, I think the truth of the chats have finally come out after this decade. Because Tim Holmseth is interested in 3 cases in Florida. Trenton Duckett, Casey Anthony, Haley Cummings. He's obsessed with these 3 cases. And he has, and the number 6 comes up in there. And so you have Haley Anthony, Trenton Duckett, Haley Cummings, John Benet Ramsey, the Waterling kid, and there's 2 more cases that he is fixated with. There's your 6 that came out in those chats. And all these cases happen around the same time. So, Tim Holmseth really needs to be looked at very, very, very closely. Because there's too many coincidences that are coming out in those chats that one has to wonder if it was Tim Holmseth all this time behind a lot of things that have been going on with all these missing children. Not saving them, but maybe having something to do with their disappearing. And he's done all this big cover-up for the last 10 years to prevent people from finding out. That seems to be the direction we're going here. Because Tim Holmseth is the one that's hiding. Tim Holmseth is the one that does all the covering up. Tim Holmseth evades. And he tries to put the blame on somebody else. It's logical he's going to put the blame on me because I live down here. He says, we had this dude living in Florida. We'll just put all the blame on him. Because all these cases, with the exception of 2 or 3 of them, are in Florida. There's this guy out in Colorado. We'll blame him. And so on and so forth. So Task Force, you're just proving a theory I've had for years, and that is that Tim Holmseth is actually the one that should be investigated in all these cases and not the people that you are accusing. Because, like you said, Tim Holmseth is traveling. He could have been traveling back when John Benet Ramsey disappeared or got murdered. Because remember, Tim Holmseth has a trespassing charge. And it's never really come out as to why Tim Holmseth was trespassing. Was Tim Holmseth looking for some child up there in Minnesota and he got hit with a trespassing charge? There's something weird about all these charges against Holmseth. Holmseth has admitted to being an alcoholic. He was alcoholic to the point where he almost died on a hospital floor. It's in the book. So, alcoholics have a problem that they black out. And, did Tim Holmseth black out, take that short drive over to, Colorado's not that far from North Dakota. So did he go over to Colorado and do something over there? Did he go over to Atlanta maybe and do something over there, Because right now, Tim Holmseth is out there. Nobody knows where he's at, if he's even alive. Tim Holmseth could be going after another child because there's no accountability. Nobody knows where he's at. He's in hiding. When you read the book and see some of the things that Tim Holmseth has said about himself, one has to wonder if it's Tim Holmseth that's guilty of all these crimes against children and not the other way around. And here's Randy probably helping a pedophile avoid prosecution. Because that's what it's beginning to look like. And Task Force, she's still ranting about Levi. This is my point. Randy doesn't do anything with missing children. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She attacks people that are totally and absolutely innocent. Levi Page has not committed a single crime. He's not guilty of anything. Yeah, Randy is going after Levi. Why is Randy going after Levi? Because Levi doesn't get along with Tim Holmseth. Because Tim Holmseth lies about Levi. And it's the same. Every single solitary person that Randy and Timmy and these others are going after have done nothing. They have no criminal record. They're not on any list. They didn't write a book where they confessed to arson, said that they were so drunk that they went into blackouts and were brought back from the edge of death on the floor of a psychiatric ward. There's all kinds of strange things about Tim Homestead. Yeah, that's what the hearing was about, Nan. The mother reported that the child would come home and say that Tim was ignoring him. He was more interested in this girl from Florida than he was in his own son. There was a big brouhaha in court over it, and Tim finally had to take the poster down. He had that big poster of Haley Cummings on the wall behind his desk. He's posed in it, and it's in the back of his book. It's on YouTube. It's all over the place. And the kid said, "Mom, he goes on about this child and ignores me completely." And he says, he did the typical thing that a couple does. That he says that he said terrible things about his mother, and it's in the court records. You can't deny it. And they're out there. So he is fixated on Haley Cummings, just like Randy Erickson is fixated on me. I mean, it's like, what's the deal here? The Putnam County Sheriff concludes that there's a very, very good chance that Haley Cummings is dead and that the girl that's in jail right now on the drug charges had something to do with her death. But, oh yeah, there's some motorcycle drivers that have his wanted poster. I drive a motorcycle too, for all that matters, but yeah, there's some motorcycle drivers that have posters of Tim Homestead. They go to these various rallies throughout the country. No, Monty didn't have any meltdown. Randy likes to lie. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again. It's comical. And the people out here are laughing at her. I mean, everybody in here right now, except Randy, doesn't believe all this shit. They just think, they sit there and laugh at her. Is Randy just, Randy's Randy. Who paid? I don't know. Why are you asking me that? Why do I care about, what's this thing about college tuition? Why are you concerned with how a person gets through college? I mean, what does this have to do with missing children, by the way? Let's see. Harden. Dumb. Yeah, it's quite graphic. I read the introduction to the book, and it's bad. In the book, it's worse from there on out. And, it's garbage, really. And it shows that the guy, Timmy's a Fruit Loop. He's absolutely positively nuts. No, I have not been to Thailand. I don't know what your fixation is with Thailand. I mean, I know you're bigoted and you're racist, Randy, which explains why you have this thing about Thailand. The only country I've been to outside the United States is Canada. No, I'm not a Muslim. And Task Force is a bigot once again. She's like the right wing, has this bigoted thing against a religion. Same thing about Islam. She has this thing about Islam. This is how bigoted that Randy Q. Erickson is, or Randy Lynn Erickson. She doesn't even use her own goddamn name. She uses some fake name, changed her middle initial to Q. I mean, that's sick. Trump will stamp out Islam. Well, you're just saying that Donald J. Trump is a racist and a bigot. Actually, I think Trump ought to stamp out evangelicals. There is no Sharia law in the United States. A fucking dumb thing to say. Well, this is the thing. This is how stupid Randy Erickson is. Now she's talking about religious bigotry, so her true colors are coming out. Randy Erickson is a racist. Randy Erickson is a bigot, and it's right here in the chat. And Randy Erickson is now wealthy. I don't know where anybody got that idea from, because the bankruptcy I saw, she doesn't have a penny to her name. She doesn't have a car. No income at all. It's right on the bankruptcy. So. Kirk Pendergrass is no hero. Matter of fact, Kirk Pendergrass is supposed to have a warrant out for his arrest because he doesn't have a driver's license. What is it? Is there some law that says people can't go to the state of North Dakota? I mean, where is it in the rule book somewhere that you can't go to the state of Minnesota? We have a freedom of travel. I mean, even the sovereign citizens recognize that we have a freedom of travel. Now, there's a reason for this now, and I'll explain it to you sometime. Well, you see, this is the thing, Nan. These people, these trolls who are QAnon are racist, they're bigots, they're white supremacists. And they have a narrow, very, very narrow band of tolerance. Everybody else, it's just like Hitler back in the days. With Hitler, it was the Jews. With Randy Erickson, it's Islam, and so on. This is the kind of people they are. They don't want a democracy. They want a dictatorship. They want to have this pure white nation with one religion. Which is weird because this country was founded on freedom of religion. People came over here to escape the very same thing that happened in Europe. I mean, you got the Mormons came over here, the Quakers came over here, the Pilgrims came over, all these people came over here to get away from the kind of thing that Randy Erickson is advocating. It's right in the Constitution. Freedom of religion. Islam under the Constitution can be practiced in the United States. You would have to change the Constitution. And, here we go again with the personal attacks. See, Randy has this thing. She has to attack people. All this personal attack, this has absolutely nothing to do with missing and exploited children. She's taken attention away from missing children. Now, why is that? Why is she taking attention away from missing children? Why is she stalking the lawyer from Florida? And why is she protecting a confessed arsonist? Louis, you keep deleting your messages and I don't get a chance to read them. You need to leave your stuff up. Because you deleted the message, I don't know what it was. So, whatever it is you were trying to say, you just blew it. I don't know why people come in here, post things, and then retract them. It's one thing for us to sit here and regulate things and so forth when things get appropriate, but people come in here, they leave stuff, and then they say, oh, message retracted. The stuff gets recorded anyway, so I'll find out later what you said. So it's a wasted effort to retract. And I don't know what you're scared of. Because like Randy says, nobody comes to this channel. My numbers are down. You know. Who hired Tyre the fuck? What? What the fuck are you talking about? Tyler the Fox that QAnon thrives on. They're very intolerant. They're religious bigots. They're white supremacists. Amazing. Well, there has to be a reason for the trespassing charges when it comes to Tim Murtathon, and it's he may have been caught being a peeping Tom. Why does he keep doing that? I didn't even get a chance to read the end of the message. He said we're being watched, and then poof, there goes the post. Why, Louis Berry? Why do you keep deleting your posts? What are you scared of? The Supreme Court's not going to take up Timmy's case. It's a fucking misdemeanor. Are you that stupid? I thought you said it was already vacated. You just caught yourself in a lie, because you said, a long time ago, he said this was all good, that Tim Homestead is not under arrest. There's none of this. So you just lied, Task Force. It's right here on the chat. And there's been a screenshot taken of it. There's nothing to vacate if the man is acquitted. And you just said he's not acquitted. So there are charges against him, Randy. He just admitted it. And so that's, Tim's not on any assignment. Tim is hiding, if he's still alive, because there's a warrant out for his arrest, and if he ever shows his face, he's going to be cuffed and sent to jail. Tim Homestead is a freaking coward. Coward with a capital C. This Louis Berry character is the biggest coward on the troll tonight. The person puts the messages up and then he immediately takes them down. I don't even have a chance to read it. And I go, poof. Jesus. What kind of people are? Bunch of weirdos, man. If you're going to post in here, leave the damn message up. What a bunch of cowards. Okay, Task Force, what does that have to do with missing children? This personal attack, the stuff you're posting, you got a bad mind. Don't get it. Well, see, Task Force was started by the owner of 8chan, which is a porn site, so I imagine Randy can go over there and get all the porn she wants. You can reread Mert when you go back to rewatch, so don't get your panties in an uproar. No, Louis Berry, when you retract a message, it does not show up. It gets retracted. I've gone into this before because Task Force does the same thing. If you're going to put a message up, leave it up. Otherwise, you're just showing yourself to be a coward. You're the one with your panties in a wad, not me. I think it's funny. You come in here, you leave a message, and you delete it. Why? If it's going to show up, why delete it? See, that your argument doesn't make any sense because you sit there and say, well, yeah, you can go back and read it. Well, why delete it in the first place? You don't make any sense. Tell me there, Louis Berry, why delete a post if I can read it anyway? Doesn't make any sense. I'll wait. And here's Task Force with the religious bigotry again. I just hope nobody that's into Islam up in Minnesota buys from the woman. And she retracted it. See, Task Force does the same thing. Now, this is what Task Force does. You know, she put up a bigoted tweet or a bigoted post, and then she retracts it. She won't stand behind her word because she knows if word got back of these posts to Minnesota, that she would be embarrassed. And of course, this. I have a DVR on the chat, so it's going to get brought out. And if Kelly says it's true, when I rewind when I go through the video, it'll show up. But she's retracted every message she's put up there. So Task Force is scared. She doesn't want this stuff out there. She posts the stuff, and then as soon as she can, she retracts it. But that's funny. I get the biggest kick out of that Task Force will put something up on my chat. She does it every time she's in here, and then she deletes it because she doesn't she's not willing to stand behind what she says. You brutalize in Islam style with your tongue and enjoy the screaming. I don't care about Islam. I'm not into Islam. It's a religion. You're the one that wants to get rid of it. You said it yourself. In one of the posts you deleted, you stated right under, you don't want this Sharia law or any of this. You want to outlaw Islam. So you're the one that said it, not me. This is the thing. Did I call you a what? I'm not whining. You're the one that's whining. Why are you even in here? Jesus. Good night, Martha. I get the biggest kick out of these trolls that come in here using these fake names. And, I don't know what any of this has to do with missing and exploited children. All these personal attacks, attacking people that come in here that want to have a conversation. What does any of this have to do with missing and exploited children? Well, I guess there's nothing to do. It's a Friday night, 10:30 in Orlando. I don't know where these people are from, but you'd think people would be out doing stuff instead of in here. What the hell's Lewisberry? Must be there's nothing to do in Lewisberry. Well, you see, when you're dead, they have to find some other place to go. And since Timmy's probably dead, they're making a martyr out of him and just going trolling around because they don't know what else to do. There's nothing for them to read. Everything that's being put up on the behalf of Tim Holmseth is recycled garbage. It's stuff that's been published over the years. They don't have any new material. For whatever reason, Randy is not going into the blog and writing new material. She's using old stuff. So this Lewisberry, whatever it is, decided to come in here and troll the channel. Oops. I think it's funny. Well, I thought you were in Task Force. I thought you were the big believer of Andachrome. I mean, you talked about it on your Facebook. And, why are you asking me these questions? Go ask him the questions. I mean, I'm not a go-between. You know how to get a hold of him. Yep, there you go with the personal attacks. Yeah, make yourself look like an idiot, Task Force. That is funny. Yeah, I agree, Shark Belly. She has no intellect. She's just some lonely old woman sitting in a house in the middle of the woods. Uh, she has absolutely nothing to do but get on the computer and troll people and retweet or link a bunch of conspiracy nonsense. She's incapable of doing anything. Fox News. Why not go ask Fox News? Why are you asking me all this shit? I don't know. I don't have a burr up my ass about somebody like you do. You want to know all this stuff? Go ask them. Go ask Fox. Jeez. You're the Alice Kravitz of the internet. You gotta stick your nose up everybody's ass. I see. The First Amendment is now a criminal act, according to this Louis Berry character. Interesting. Yeah, it's real easy to say things about people from a fake name. There's no accountability. No, HLN has not banned Levi. I don't know where you're getting. You know, Randy, at some point you gotta stop at the line. You're making yourself look ridiculous. Yeah, I agree with you, Gray. Um, but she's a woman without a life. She has to make this stuff up. Uh, she never leaves the house. Of course, she can't anyway. But she never leaves the house. Um, she's on the computer almost 24 hours a day. And when I come on the air, she comes right in here because I'm the only thing that gets her wet, I guess. That's all she's ever had is lies. She is completely incapable of telling the truth. It's alleged she had problems because of some funny bullshit she pulled. Almost lost her license, or did lose her license for a while. From what I understand, I have to go back and recheck the records. And then she screwed some poor guy out of a bunch of money by filing her bankruptcy. Guy's trying to feed his family, works hard, and runs up a bunch of expenses, and this woman files a bankruptcy, and the poor guy's stuck. Because he still had to pay he had to pay the supplier of the material, he had to pay the business expenses, and he's stuck because this woman's too cheap to pay her bills. Well, same reason you did. Uh, and you turned right around and you know, it's called intellectual property, number one. But, you don't follow the rules. You're a sovereign citizen. You come up with all kinds of, I read the complaint and I read your rebuttal to it. Um, so that's how we know who you are. You know, you went and you posted that. You said, my name is Randy Erickson. I own TimothyCharlesHomesouth.com. I own the task force, so on and so forth. You walked right into it. So, why should he? Why not take the picture down, Randy? You got your panties in a wad over Levi Page, who has done nothing to you. He doesn't even know you, except for you got to babysit your little coward there who can't stand up for himself. He's got to have you do all his work for him. And then he's probably dead. Your Islam tongue brutalizes. Now here we go with the religious bigotry again. And snap, we got that. So Randy is a religious bigot. It's been proven time and again. Bigotry, bigotry, bigotry. Now, from what I understand, the daughters want nothing to do with her. You know, 2 adult daughters won't even visit her. You know, that's what you get for being a bigot, I guess. Well, she's not ruffling my feathers. She's just giving me material to work with. Here we go with Lewis again. On what charge, Lewis Berry? You know, I like how you people throw these charges around, but you don't say what. And, you know, task force is there with the personal attacks. Click goes the screenshot. You know, control print screen is one of the quickest ways of archiving this chat. Plus, that's a nice thing about vMix. It has a built-in screen recorder, and I've got it centered right on the chat. But yeah, I should have known that Randy is a bigot. You know, and she's proving it tonight. You know, because she's attacking probably one of the largest religions in the world. No, Nan, we have written proof that task force is Randy and not Tim Holmseth. I have the documentation. Well, I don't know. I guess you're going to have to ask them. The thing you have to, you know, how do you identify who is who? I mean, the picture I've seen, the guy is face down, and there's no, you know, there's no visible you know, there's no face. You know, how do you identify the person? You know, and what does it matter? I mean, you know, you can go on Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, and there's people online with their underwear all over it. And matter of fact, there's a commercial on television where women advertise their underwear. So I don't know what, you know, I guess you never had any college kids. I think the dumbest thing is what, you know, you're doing probably what is the absolute stupidest thing I've ever seen on the internet. Yeah, you're like a girlfriend that broke up with her boyfriend. She's mad at him. You know, this is the kind of stuff, that weirdo by the, what the hell is her name? Astro. She used to do the same thing. I mean, you know, talk about somebody having a few screws loose. Because college kids drink, you fucking moron. Jesus Christ, what planet have you been on? What was that movie they did, where, you know, the whole movie was college kids getting drunk? I mean, you know, toga parties and all that. I mean, Jesus Christ, this woman's been in a cave somewhere. God, unbelievable. Well, you know, she apparently thinks that people don't get drunk and pass out. I mean, Tim Holmseth did. I mean, Tim Holmseth got so drunk, he didn't even know where he was. He woke up on the floor of a hospital, and they told him he almost died. You know, so if you want to talk about drunks, I would talk about Tim Holmseth, and it's in the goddamn book. So, you know, she's sitting here talking about other people when she's the best friends of the town drunk. I mean, the guy got so drunk he almost died, and it's in the book. Tim Holmseth admitted it, that he was a drunk. And this would be back while he was of college age. You know, how stupid can you get? If you want to talk about somebody being in their whitey tighties and drunk, talk about Timothy Charles Holmes' death. That might be a picture of Timmy for all we know. Because it never did. The source of that video, photo has never come out. It just showed up one day. So they may have taken a picture of Tim Holmes' death and pinned it on somebody else. You know, Task Force, you have never proven who that picture belongs to. You know, we all assume, or been led to assume, but there has never been any proof of who that picture belongs to. You know, I personally looked for the picture and I can't find it. So you need to have a link or something to show where that picture came from. Yeah, Timmy is a drunk. He admitted it. Yeah, I can, you know. Right here in this book, he got so drunk that he passed out and went to a psychiatric ward. They had to, you know, he was near death. They had to revive him and tell him, hey, dude, you're not even supposed to be alive. You almost died. That's, you know, that's the preface to the book. Yeah, it's right here in the book. You know, in the introduction. He titles it Hell. Right there. In the book. He got so drunk. He doesn't even know how he got to the hospital. He had to get himself to the hospital. Died, or almost died, and the introduction to the book is this dream that he had about having a creature in his anus eating away and all this other stuff. You know, it's in, you know, Randy, go read the introduction. If you want a drunk on a bed, it's right there in the book. It's Timothy Charles Holmes' death. I mean, that's where all these stories come from. You talk about some guy in his whitey tighties, and it's Timothy Charles Holmes' death. You know, he blames other people for his actions. You know, how many people have gotten that drunk that, you know, you go to a hospital, you don't know how you even got there, you wind up on the floor, passed out, and they, you know, and they had to do extraordinary care to get you, or you would have died. That's how drunk Timothy Charles Holmes was. And yet, you know, Randy doesn't criticize Tim for that. You don't see pictures of Tim. Well, actually, the whitey tighty thing might be Tim. So, what is with this Islam? How do you know what Tim was? Have you seen Tim in his underwear? Oh my God. Randy is admitting to seeing Tim in his underwear. Jesus. That's a... You know, what does all this have to do with Islam? I mean, I know you're a bigot. I know you're a racist. But what the hell does all this have to do with Islam? You know, you're weird. You know, massive thighs. You know, Tim Holseth looks like Porky Pig. I've seen pictures of Tim. He's no... You know, he could be the Michelin Man. You know, and all the, you know, all those tacos and things he eats. You know, the guy's gained about 50 pounds. You know, I'll probably get my channel shut down because of this bigoted stuff going on in here. Yeah, but she's a bigot. And the thing of it is, this woman is a real estate broker in an area where there's a lot of Islamic and Muslim people. You know, that's not a smart thing. You know, wait till this gets around. I mean, she's hiding behind a fake name because she doesn't want it to get out in her community that she is against Islam and against the Muslim faith. You know, she's a bigoted white supremacist. So I'm proud to have her as an enemy. Pretty sad, really. You know, that people, you know, that we still have, after all these years, religious bigotry in this country. It's really sad. Ah, she retracted the too late, task force. I've already taken a picture of it. I mean, the second you post it, I hit that print screen. Print screen's really quick, and boom, and it's done. And it saves itself. I don't even have to save it. It saves itself in a special file, and I just go back and edit it. So, and anybody else that sees her post that stuff, be sure to print screen it so, in case I miss it. Lewis did it again. Too late, Lewis. Yeah, you religious bigots. Your names are, I don't know why Lewis Berry even cares, because Lewis Berry is a fake name. Nobody knows who it is. But being the coward he is, he's going to delete. He won't stand behind what he says. Incest. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Not a bit surprised. He sure was really close to his daughter at one time, so you never know. Well, Al Kennedy, I don't know if Tim Holmseth is even alive at this point. You know, the one thing about Timothy is he likes attention. He likes to get his message out there. And the fact that he's been offline for 4 months, every day that we don't hear from Tim, there's this possibility that he's not alive. Because nobody has seen him anywhere. Not online, not offline. Nobody. So, maybe, there's a possibility that Randy may not be, or that Randy may be responsible for him not being around. That's a possibility. I don't have any proof, but, you have to consider it. 14 minutes. What have we got up here? Timothy Charles Holmseth, massive deep state dump. International recycled stuff again. This is an old video. And this is what I'm talking about. I mean, she puts up stuff, and Timothy's not around. This is old stuff. Preview file. This is, all right. I'll download it. I think I've got this file anyway, but just in case. Death row state. Yeah, I've already got it. I just wound up with a duplicate. This is an old damn file. This is from one of his court appearances, I think. But it's old stuff. But that's all they're capable of doing, is putting up old stuff. And yeah, I'm still blocked over there. A friend of mine brings this stuff in here for me. Well, either that or Lewis knows everything about Tim. You see, a lot of times what they'll do, if they're going to get rid of somebody and they want to pretend he's still alive, they'll sit there and they'll get all the information they possibly can, probably have everything he's ever typed, so that if something comes up, they sit there and will put that in there in order to convince you that it's really him. They're probably trying to give you the illusion that Tim Holmseth is still alive. And he's not. The only way we are going to know that Tim Holmseth is alive is for Tim Holmseth to show up online, live, in a way that we can confirm that he's still alive. So I don't for 1 minute believe that Tim Holmseth is still alive. You know, prove me wrong, task force. I would love to be proven wrong about that one. But, you know, Timothy isn't going to show up because Timothy's not alive. Either that or Timothy's down at Gitmo. Maybe they sent him down there to show him up. Yep, High Command is not there. Well, Timmy wouldn't be able to have a right van because it's too full of crap. There's no room in there for anybody but himself. But, you know, he does have his windows covered, which is kind of strange. I mean, the only window that's not covered is the front windows. He's got blankets up in all the windows. He sleeps in the car, you know. If you take and do a forensic examination of the car, there's actually a bed in it. And Tim's not that tall, so. No, nothing new. Same old stuff. I think both of them had disappeared. Because I had 2 people drop off my viewer. Well, he could. You know, he could easily get a little kid in there and he could cover him up. He's got blankets and all kinds of stuff in there. He could bury that kid in the car. So that's probably what he's doing. You know, probably, there's running around the country. I mean, their plan with Cynthia Absug, if she were able to get her children, is to get her out of the country. They wanted her out of the United States. It is alleged that they even got her a diplomatic passport, which would have gotten her through Homeland Security in a heartbeat. Yeah, and that's one of the things that's being investigated, is what the hell's the deal with this diplomatic passport. That's the weirdest thing that anybody's ever heard of. And has this been done before? For every one Cynthia Absug, there might be 10 more that have gotten away with this. So they may be trafficking in children. Because it makes no sense to take and get the child out of foster custody and ship her off to another country. She's going to a country, she doesn't know the culture, she doesn't know anything about the country, and the kids aren't going to know anything about the country. And unless it's an English-speaking country, what do they have to learn a whole new language. And they're away from any survivors. I mean, if Cynthia has a mother or siblings or cousins or aunts, any of that, these children aren't going to be able to see any of these relatives. They're basically in the twilight zone. And what's overseas but Epstein? There's a lot of interesting things going on with this group. And this, when you stop and think about everything that was done with Cynthia Absog in this wild adventure that they were on, something stinks. It stinks bad. And there's a lot of money thrown. I mean, Cynthia Absug admitted that she was given a lot of money, thousands upon thousands of dollars. Now, who spends that kind of money? Something suspicious here. And, this brouhaha about saving children and the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, it's a cover. It's a cover for child trafficking. It's a child for the very things that Randy says that she's trying to fight. I think she's doing the opposite. That's my opinion. And The star of the show has shown up. Say hi, everybody. Hi. All right. I'll scratch. I have to scratch this thing or she's almost right. Ah, Jesus. Yep. Amber had to show herself. Had the mug for the camera, didn't she? Yeah, she did. Yeah, so that, you know. You were driving that great big tractor? I had a big tractor once. I had a red one. Yeah, and Amber would probably eat him alive. She knows the bad guys. So does Skippy, for that matter. Don't you, Amber? Oh, all right, Amber, all right. I gotta put you down, Amber. You're a hot potato here. Now, there's no air conditioning in here, and you're just adding to the heat. But thank you for showing up. You're a good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. Go get Mommy. Ugh. Good. Dog is shedding. Huh. Yeah, this is interesting. But anyway, now that the trolls are gone, I guess she probably passed out drunk or something. Video game novel. They quoted QAnon in it. Why not? It's a fad. Mert psyoped. Not really, because this was all a plan. Normally I ban them, but I had my reasons for letting them in here. So the nice thing I like about it, whenever I allow the trolls in, my numbers go up. Because everybody likes to play with the trolls, and this is an open chat. I had expected something a little different tonight, but it didn't happen, but that's okay. Had 5G's, Pizzagate, Elites, quoted it. It was hilarious. Yeah, everybody's making money off of QAnon. It's the biggest money maker out there. Really? How hard is it? Because these novel games, I've never really had the patience with them. Some of them are hard than hell. Yeah, they were going crazy because I was monitoring what was going on during the week that I was doing the series, and it was driving them people nuts. There's some funny shit that went on that. I know what I was going to do. I was going to show you guys something. See if I can find the video. I guess we could call this hour the Chaos Project hour here. Okay, let's go to the 13th. Okay, now this is going to come from the night that I stayed at the hotel before I came back to Orlando. And this is kind of a funny thing. So what I got to do is I got to hit browse. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Come on. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying. Nope, I ain't going to be able to do it. this thing just, for whatever reason, this thing goes into widescreen on my computer. When I go into files, it won't minimize. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. This is what I want. There was a rally going on at the hotel the night I was there. This is when Eric Trump's wife came to this rally and gave a speech. And I decided, what the hell? I took my phone, I went down, and I got into this thing. The security isn't very good at this. So, let's see, add input. Did it again. This thing acts weird. Yeah, I'm trying to find. Okay, we'll go to pictures. Screenshots. Nope. For some reason. Alright, I gotta do it this way. Okay, let me go to the... I'm trying to find a specific thing that has to do with that picture that's up there. Let's see what this one is. Nope. Close that. Now what I'm trying to find is, like I said, I was at this convention, or I was at the hotel, and let's see. I'm gonna see something here, because there's a way to do this. I gotta figure it out. Okay, that's that picture. I'm gonna try add input. Desk capture. Let's see if this works. Good night, GS. Thanks for stumming in. Trying to get this thing to work. It's the one thing I used to like about, well, this thing is taking too long. What in the hell's that all about? Boy. Okay, I'm going to try and find... Okay, this is the picture I'm looking for. Shit, I want to rename this title. Okay, where is this? This is on 8/13. Well, it comes up on 8/13, but I'm having trouble finding this one picture. this series of pictures. I don't understand why it's not showing them. Let me try. See, 7, 8. What happened was that, my camera, for whatever reason, the phone put the wrong date on these things, and I don't understand why it did that. And it makes it hard to find the pictures because this was actually 9/11. So let me go down. Pow, 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 pow. Now, all right, let me do 9/10. Maybe it's 9/10. Because I was at this function on the 10th. Oh well. I'll have to do this some other time. But anyway, the reason for that picture being on the screen there is this is a Trump rally with the wife of Eric Trump. And it was in the same hotel I was at. And I went downstairs and went downstairs to it. They have a ballroom, I think it's on the second or third floor where this thing was being held. And it was... See, maybe I can do it here. Okay. Okay, now let's see if I can find it. So we go and we add input. Browse. Okay. Figures this thing's gonna... Well, what I may do is... You guys just got a sneak preview. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go and... I'm gonna, because it's not, and the computer's not finding it, even though it's showing up. I don't know why. Try this one more time. Well, brings me back to the GoPro. This thing can be such a pain. Okay, 11, 12. Oh, here we go. KE 912. That's where I want to be. Yep. All right, now I got to figure out how to bring this in. Okay. Close this out. Add input. Video. Okay. Bear with me, folks. You guys go ahead and chat while I'm trying to figure this thing out. Oh. So we go back. Go back. Hey, 14. Oh, this is 13, 12. Boy, this is the dumbest thing. Ten. Again, all kinds of. Nope. Well, shoot. I hate software. Because I am not finding what I need here. But, I'm going to have to, this is going to have to be a recording. Because I'm not finding, I had it pre-marked and everything, and it's not showing up. Okay. Alright, I think we got it this time. Nope, wrong video. Because where this is the Orlando airport. I was experimenting with a camera. There I am with my little mask. So, alright, that's the wrong video. But at least I'm getting an idea what to do here. See, there's footage that I shot that I didn't put in because, yeah, this is not. All right, let's go out. Passport E. Okay, it's 12. Okay, 11. Okay, 10th. Where the hell did I put this stuff? 9. So I just, this grates me because I just had this stuff. 8. Oh. Son of a gun. 7. 6. See, going through here trying to... A lot of airport stuff. Let's see what this got. Kind of random. Okay, this is when I first got to Plum City, so we don't need that one. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go through this a little bit. But I'll put this slide back up because this is partially what the subject was I was trying to discuss. Well, they probably passed out drunk. Passport E. Let me see something. Hmm. 2028-13. Okay. Yeah, it's funny that's it's to try to abled this stuff and it doesn't work. Because it's, yeah, I got the directory up over here to the side, but getting it into the, okay, 813. Oh, there we go. Because what I did is I took a bunch of shots. And let's see, E3. This is another angle of the Trump rally. As you can see, there's a bunch of people. Let's see. A little bit closer up. That guy on the podium is a senator from the state of Minnesota. He's a candidate. Over here to ET, I'm going to bring this. And this shot here, this is some of the people in the crowd. And the reason I didn't, I figured I'd go in there, maybe see if Timmy showed up. So I took pictures of this thing. And I want to see, I don't know if I can do this in real time or not. Yep. Because the reason I did this, there's an interesting woman over here. That woman with the long hair right there in the middle. There was maybe 1 or 2 masks there. These people were not wearing masks. As you can see, if let me go ahead and zoom this because I can play with this a little bit. Yeah, there's no mask. That one lady in the pink has a mask on. There was, I think, maybe 10 or 15 people in this room. There's a guy over there with a red hat, has a mask on. This guy here, he has his mask, but it's kind of like half off his face. So I would say maybe 10%, 20 at the outside had masks. And I'm going to see if I can bring in another picture. But when I'm not, okay. I was going to make a video presentation of this or something because I'm not finding the picture I want. Okay, well, not finding the picture I want, unfortunately. I'm going to have to put this off for now because there's an interesting story behind this convention. Now, what I did when I went here, let me see, I'm going to go back. I'm going to roll this back. Is I went here for a couple reasons. I wanted to try and I'm just going to leave it alone. But the reason and what I did when I went here, and I noticed, I don't know if it's going to show up. Let me bring this other picture back up. Yeah, it's going to show up. So let me go into here. Zoom this in. Now this guy on the left is a Secret Service agent. There are two of them there. They're on either side of the podium. And there's also a really short woman with a white blouse. She doesn't show up in any of these pictures. And she is the woman that was running this. This apparently is Women for Trump. Housewives for Trump. One of these two. I got a picture of it somewhere. But you know, and they were guarding Eric Trump's wife. And so it happened to be that I had with me a poster of Timothy Holmseth, and I also had the warrant. So I sought out the woman who was running this little thing, and I gave her the scoop of who Tim was, and he has this big fascination with Mrs. Trump, Donald's wife, and I showed her the warrant with all the counts, and I also showed her the picture. Well, she took her smartphone out and she took pictures of it, and then I went up to the Secret Service agents and I did the same thing. It's now the Secret Service has a picture of Tim in the reward along with the arrest warrant. So if Tim Holmseth shows up at any functions, guess what? Excuse me, he's not going to be able to get in. Because they're not going to want people in there with a warrant out for their arrest. And, you know, the Secret Service agents spent about 10 minutes going over thoroughly the arrest warrant. Because there were 2 pages. And, you know, he basically took out his smartphone and he took pictures of everything. And took down the information on Tim Holmseth and who he might be staying with. So, yes, I did, Levi. I mentioned that. I said this guy claims that the Vice President of the United States tried to kill him. And that he claims that the Vice President of the United States wants to assassinate Trump. And it's all the Secret Service agent could do to keep from laughing. And it's probably a good reason he had that mask on. But, you know, I gave all that to them. And so they have that information. Yes, I did. I told about the obsession. I told about, you know, the claims that Vice President Pence went all the way to Minnesota, tried to kill him, and that 6 Navy SEALs prevented Pence from killing Homestead. I mean, it was quite an interesting moment, and I told the woman the same thing. So Tim might have a little bit of a problem if he goes to Trump rallies, because they, even if the guy is a crackpot, they're going to say, hey, we need to keep an eye on this guy just in case. And so if he shows up at a Trump rally and they recognize him, they're going to ask him a few questions. I'm not being watched by any authorities, Lewis. You're full of shit. But, you know, that's fine. Tell the authorities, you know, come on over. I'll give them coffee and donuts. We'll sit down. We'll have a nice little chat. I'll show them the 2 terabytes files that I have on Tim Holmseth and the people around him. I'm sure they would like to see those files. So yeah, you tell the authorities come see me. You know, I live in Apopka, Florida, about 6.5 miles from the Northwest Orange County Sheriff's Department and roughly 20 miles from the Maitland office of the FBI. And I live 90 miles from the Tampa office of the United States Marshal Service. So yeah, send them all over. We'll have a hell of a party. I'll buy coffee and donuts or whatever. You know, they can send me a menu and I'll get whatever they want. And we'll have ourselves a nice big party. I mean, the only thing the FBI had in Minneapolis was water. So I drank a lot of water. So. Well, Timmy can't vote because he's not alive. He's dead. You know, dead people. Well, you know, Donald Trump says dead people can vote for who knows. But Tim Holmseth is, in my opinion, he's pushing Daisy somewhere, or else he's fish food. He's one or the other. You know, because there is absolutely no proof that Tim Holmseth is alive. And poof. Too late, Lewis. I got the screenshot. Yeah. You know, they'll get him. What that was, Peasant Donut, that was a rally that was held on September 10th at the Minneapolis Airport Hotel. The wife of Eric Trump was speaking there. The guy that was on the stage, again, I'll bring the picture back up. But the guy that had been on the stage was a senator, Republican, that was running for the Republican Senate, I believe. And so he is kind of like making the introduction to Eric's wife. Let's see. Okay, let me bring this. So this guy here, I forgot his name, but he was, he's running for office, and he introduced her when she finally came out. So I gave the information to the people there about Tim. And so if Tim shows up, they're going to know about it. I don't think he's smart enough to know what a VPN is. And it doesn't matter. He's dead anyway. So. Well, it doesn't matter, Alex. I don't believe he's alive. I think he's deader than a doornail. because everybody uses VPNs anymore. But, you know, I'm going to try and see if there's one picture I want to bring in. Let me browse. Because for some reason I'm not finding the video, so I got to go with a... Yeah, see, I don't get. I had more than one picture, but it's not showing up. Okay, so it's not showing on the 10th. For some reason, the one phone got the date screwed up, so I'm having to... Okay, that's not the right one, so we'll go... Well, that's all the airport stuff, so that ain't going to do any good. Boy, I just hate it when telephones screw up like that. I had this all figured out before, and well, what I'm going to have to do is, maybe tomorrow I'll have this set up a little bit better, because it's kind of funny. Good night, Dodger. And, well, a little late to say good night to Marty. Whenever I go into my picture directory, it blocks out the entire screen. That's one of the problems I'm having with this, but I'm going to fix it. Well, good night, Marty. Sorry for my mistake, Dodger. I was just reading this thing without my glasses. Well, you're voting for Trump. Good for you, you know. Until Trump takes it away, we still have the right to vote in this country. Yeah, don't forget to make some of those videos. You do good with it, and I like your videos. That's a good question. I don't know if they can or not. They can vote in Florida, but they got to pay all their fines first. Because we passed a constitutional amendment, and then the Republicans turn around and put a wrench in the works. So the voters in the state of Florida have to pay their fines. And the thing I find funny about that is about 70% of the people convicted felons are Republicans. I personally know one, and so do you. The guy can't vote unless he pays all his fines in Florida. I don't think he's a resident of Florida anymore, but he can't vote. Because he has to pay all the costs, and I don't know if he's capable of doing that. So that's kind of funny. Well, we'll have to see what happens on January 20th. Because really, he's got until January 20th to pack. So, Yeah, people vote him in. I mean, if people are just stupid enough to vote him in, then, knock yourselves out. Um, that's a good way to end a democracy. Let a Russian run the country. So, but I personally, I don't care. I'm going to vote for who I'm going to vote for, and if he wins, he wins. So, it's no big deal. Yeah, Lewis, I guess you're a woman. Yeah, he deleted it. Too late. Yeah, the second you put that up, it gets screenshotted, so I don't know why you put it up. You know, there's 1-0 and lose, by the way. 'Cause right now you're saying Biden will lose. It's supposed to be lose. That, of course, the typical QAnon can't spell anyway, so. It does when I hit the code. I'm right here with the key. I go, boom. I just got you. Why do you delete it anyway, Lewis? I don't understand. I mean, are you too scared to have your stuff stay up here for other people to see? Yeah, that's the kind of coward you are. You say, oh shit, I don't want people to see that. Boop. Delete it. Yeah, what a frickin' coward. Task Force is the same way. She does the same thing. No, doesn't bother me a bit. It just shows what a coward you are. Lewis, you come in here, you put the stuff up, and then you take it off. I'm not a coward. How am I a coward? Come on, Lewis, how am I a coward? Do, 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 do. I'm not the one hiding, presumed dead. I'm here in the open. I'm on the air. Everybody knows where I live. So, how am I a coward? You can sling stuff up on the page. It's not going to do any good. Yeah, but I guess you have nothing to do on a Friday night. I don't live in Broward County. I live in Orange County. It's 200 miles north. You might want to learn geography. And how am I a coward? So you haven't explained this coward thing. Timmy's the one that's a coward. Timmy's not willing to go to court and defend himself. I don't run. Timmy runs. Timmy's the coward. Timmy's a fraud. More than likely, Timmy's a pedophile. I mean, I tell you what, Louis Sperry, if you hang around for a few minutes, I'm going to give you something to read. You'll get a chuckle out of this one. Come on. Oh, we got a couple of them in here. Oh, I was just sent an interesting excerpt from Timmy's book that I'm going to read. And this gives you an idea of the mind of Tim Holseth. Now, this is about his son. Upon my arrival, I will be kissing your cute little face about 26 times, whereupon I will begin squeezing your chubby little legs. Then I will kiss you some more until I annoy you, and then you try to get away. But you won't be able to. Then I will tickle you a tiny bit, but not a lot, because that's not real healthy. Then I will threaten to bite your toes, but I really won't. Once again, you will become bothered and annoyed, but I won't care. And then I will start the kisses again. At that point, I will let you go, but I won't be able to leave you alone, so I will be bothering you again soon thereafter. Get ready, my plump little man. There will be no escape. This is from August 2006, and it has to do with his custody case. This is a matter of court record. These are the words of Timothy Charles Homestead. So there you go, folks. This is the kind of man you're defending out there, those of you who defend this creep. But you ought to go look up his court records. They're an interesting read. These are court records from August 2006. So you little armchair detectives out there, you should be able to go out there and dig these up. Yeah, so there you are, Lewis. Read that. And Lewis went bye-bye, took his little messages with him. Scurried off like the little coward he is. So, yeah, that's all right. Lewis Homestead. Well, it's a possibility, but actually I think that Tim Homestead is dead. That's pretty well. You know, because he's not showing up. Tim Homestead has not been on the air since May of this year. Since the last day in May. We're on 4 months that Tim Homestead has not done a video, has not written anything, has not proven that he is alive. So as far as I'm concerned, he's deader than a doornail. Yeah, the question is, who killed him and where is his body? These people have got houses that are, you can't see them that well from the road, and they have backyards that are covered by trees. I mean, they could have burned them. Oh, I thought you left. Well, I don't know. From reading those words I just read are Timothy Charles Homestead, Barry. Go ahead and leave. I don't care. It seems to me that Timmy is the kid ever. I mean, he takes a picture of his son in girls' clothing. He tells the police, he claims that someone tried to molest his daughter who was naked. What's she doing naked to begin with? Maybe since they were her clothes on his son, that must be why she's naked. And it's right there. Tim's written about this stuff. So, it's not, nobody's making this stuff up. Tim wrote it. It's there for you to check. So, yeah, if you want to leave, goodbye, Barry, because I've only got, I usually sign off at midnight my time. Because I gotta set the show up for, I may come back tomorrow and do this again. And that way you trolls can come in here and make fools of yourself again. This is kind of funny. Because there's not much going on, so I might as well play with the trolls. And, again, Lewis, because I just reviewed, I have a DVR on this. It's in the software that I'm using. And what I do is I set it and it automatically controls the stream. So anything you write stays written. So you can sit there and hit that retract button all you want. I've got all your stuff. And there's at least 6 people that are taking screenshots of everything. So it's not doing you any good to delete everything. I mean, you can do it if you want, but, it's in the archives. So, I'll be back here probably 10 o'clock tomorrow night, so you can come back here and do it again. Yeah, see, with a DVR that's built into the software, it records the stuff, and if you retract something, it doesn't go away. All that happens is it shows that you retracted it, but it's like a tape recorder. The tape is already there. And it's in real time, so it'll be there. All right, come on in. Make a fool of yourself again. And, try not to retract your messages, because the DVR picks it up. And the You know, I do the screenshots and my moderators do the screenshots, and there's about 4 or 5 other people in here that do screenshots. So, you know, retracting your message isn't going to do any good. But yeah, I'll be in here 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and I'm going to, the bulk of the show tomorrow night is going to be videos and stuff that weren't in the, uh, well, how can a dead guy have uh, luck with the ladies? You mind if explaining that one? I mean, Timothy Charles Holmes is dead. Um, so, you know, and plus I'm 69 years old anyway, so, you know, I'm a little old for that kind of stuff anymore. I don't think so. You might want to ask Monty that. And I really, you know, of course, you know, you want to sit there and make, uh, defame them. I don't care. Lewis, you might want to, you know, getting into this area, you know, there has been a development about Tim Holmes's adult daughter, but I suppose you don't know about that. Now, if we're going to start getting personal here, we can get personal about Holmes's adult daughter. She's not a child anymore. Yeah, she's a grown woman with a child, which is a frightening thought. Yeah, it is amazing. You got Field McConnell was on there. You got Dr. Olson. You got Randy Q. Erickson. You got Timothy Holmes. Yeah, it's amazing how many criminals are on YouTube. I have no idea. He's about the same age as me, I think. Is there's supposed to be, you know, is this China where you have to have kids or something? I don't understand that comment. Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to why Randy's daughters disowned her, from what I understand. You know, there's that going around that Randy's daughters refuse to see her. She's blocked from their Facebook accounts. Rather interesting. Yeah. But Dr. Tammy's a big fan of Timmy. Kind of a consistency there. Maybe Timothy could spread her eagles. But, you know, he has to be alive first. I thought you left, Lois. Must be you decided to hang around. Eh. Oh, that reminds me. I was going to get something for Lewis to read. Got sidetracked. Okay, where is it? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Lewisberry, check out this link. It's interesting reading. There's a chat in there you might want to look at. Very, very interesting. Very interesting website. Yeah, I'll even give you a sample of it. Okay, let's put this in here. And I'm going to move this over a little bit. This is an interesting... This is in that link that I was telling you about, Lewis. You might want to look at it, because this is who you're defending. So that's Mr. Homestead there. See? Timothy Charles Homestead. Look at that on that chat. Isn't that interesting? You know, this is the man you're defending. What do you think about that? Isn't that amazing? Look at here. Seems to have this thing about Scientology and all that. You know, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, Timothy Charles Homestead. Go check out the link. Yeah, read about your friend Timothy Homestead. Yeah, that would be a good reputation or a good education for you there. Yeah. And let me see, what else have we got here? Let me... See there, yeah, Timothy Charles Homestead. Not lately, I've been busy. Might go to a mall. So Timothy's admitting it. Right there, look at that. No, these are Timmy's. Yeah, Timmy changed the chat logs to me, but, you know. How are these my chat logs? It's got Timothy Charles Homestead up there. It's not me. I don't see my name up there. No, that's Timothy Charles Homestead, right there in black and white. Nope, they're not. I didn't make the chat. The chat, I've said it for years. I was not involved in the chat, so you can sit there and whine and pine all you want. It's not my chat. Go over and look at Randy's page. She talks about bestiality. She talks about Scientology. Why is Randy talking about Scientology all of a sudden? Why is Randy talking about bestiality? Look at the article. Tim Homseth is talking about bestiality. Yeah, so we finally know. There's a lot of coincidences in there. In East Grand Forks, Minnesota, he lived less than 3 miles from a mall. Yeah, it took me 10 minutes to get from the mall to Tim Homseth's house. That's how close he is. Plus, the pizza joint he worked at is closer. And, you got a pizza delivery driver out. They usually work late hours. What does he do after he gets off work? The guy is single. His son's no longer living with him. And I did put up the, I put up the excerpt. I just read you his own words. It's in the court records. So, you want to accuse somebody of something? I would advise you go read the court records, because it's right in there. 2006. And he's over on 8chan, which is where all the pornography. Yeah, but if it's like I said, I don't care what anybody believes anymore. And if they want to believe those chats belong to me, then knock themselves out, because all it is, number one, these aren't illegal. The Lake County Sheriff's Department and the Leesburg City Police Department dismissed the chats as forgeries. They said that it's an obvious forgery because I submitted the format of my Paltalk account, which is where these chats were copied from. And this is, but, go talk to the author of the blog. I didn't write this. It was written by the link. Here's the link again. If you want to argue with somebody, go over and talk to the person that wrote it, or the group that wrote it. I have nothing to do with that blog. It's not my blog. It's not my Facebook account. It's somebody else's. This was written by the people that want to give a $5,000 reward for the arrest of Timothy Charles Homseth. You can make yourself some easy money. Lewis Berry, you can go out there and you can turn Timothy Charles Homseth into the police, make yourself a quick $5,000. $5,000 is a pretty good piece of change. And there is talk, I'm waiting to find out, that the reward may be increased. There's actually a whole bunch of people that want to donate to the reward fund. And I'm waiting to hear from the administrator how they plan to do that. Because if they can increase the reward, the higher it goes, the more money they might be able to raise to pay off the arrest for Tim Homseth. Can you imagine if we got the reward for Tim Homseth arrest up to $25,000? You got people out of work, people are losing their homes, people don't have money to make their car payments, people can't eat. $25,000 is a hell of a lot of money to somebody that's broke or was making the minimum wage. You can take a hell of a vacation on $25,000. So you go out there and you turn in Timmy and make yourself a good. Why are we all of a sudden? I guess you didn't get the memo, moderate, but that's all right. Don't worry about it. We're in our last 10 minutes of the show anyway. I think it's hilarious. And, they're desperate in this room. I get 20, 30, 35, 40 at the most. And they come in here. I mean, why don't these people start up a chat and support a Timmy? I mean, he's got 39,000 followers. Can you imagine the money you would make supporting Tim? People don't think of this stuff. They're kind of thinking under the radar. I mean, the last I checked, the task force had 29,000 subscribers. Now, the task force or this other idiot thing were to start a chat where they have 40,000 people in it, they can make a fortune because YouTube will pay you for content. Once you get up there and monetize the channel, you can make a fortune. Stupid people. Yeah, if they come in here and troll this room, yeah, so what? You know, you don't understand. When you come in here and you troll and interact with this room, you're actually adding to my viewing hours. Because when you post something, it goes to the analytics of YouTube. So you're just helping me out. You know, the more you post your trolling, it helps me out. Even if the moderators put you in a timeout, because once the post is made, it's recorded by YouTube, and then they have, they say, oh yeah, you got, you know, I got over 6,000 hours of viewing hours on here. I'm well past the 4,000 hours I need in order to get the next step once I hit over 1,000 viewers or subscribers. So, yeah, you just keep coming in here, keep trolling. You're helping my ass out. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you people that wonder why I allow the trolls in here, that's precisely it, because it helps my analytics. Because if you knew how YouTube works, you'd understand. Because there's, YouTube channels do this all the time. There's channels bigger than me, and what they do is they allow the trolls to come in. They control them, but they allow them to come in, and they allow them to make their comments, because those comments grow the channel. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the channel grow. And if I have to do it by viewing hours, then that's what's going to have to be done. Because trolls are useless. People understand, when you're on a page like this and you've got a devoted audience, they're in here because they believe in the channel. They don't give a damn about anything else. And if a troll comes in, they're going to interact that much more. I don't want the chat screen. Trying to figure something out. Do it this way. Alright, here's my analytics. I've got 919 subscribers. I'm getting 7 out of 10 on the rankings. Trying to figure out what, there's a place that's supposed to tell you current watch time, and average is an hour. Top videos, the death machine is coming in at 302. Go to channel analytics. This is what I want to see. Okay, your channel has 6,846 views in the last 28 days. In order to qualify, your channel usually gets between 7,300 and 16,900 views in 28 days. So I'm down a little bit. But it's interesting, you look at this graph and it's actually up. But in order to be monetized, let's see what they say in monetization. YouTube requires, in order to qualify for the benefits of 1,000 subscribers, is you have to have 4,000 viewing hours. I have 27,177 watch hours. So that means that I am 33,177 over the requirement for the viewing hours on my channel as of right now, and it'll go up after the show, because once this show is over, I'll wind up with that many more. So I'll probably hit 180, 185 27,185 viewing hours. So my viewing hours are going up. They don't go away. It's the only variable there is the number of subscribers. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up. But I'm eventually going to get to the 1,000. It may take me longer than I want, but it'll happen. But there's nothing happening right now. I don't need the 1,000 subscribers right away because the Field McConnell trial isn't going to start. I'm not going to Denver, Colorado to do that trial because it's going to be done over the internet. So, I can function right now at the level I'm at. Trolls or no trolls. The trolls help the watch hours. Because usually when the trolls are in here, everything levels off. I'm down to 14 viewers. I'm 5 minutes before I close out. So, when the trolls come in here, the numbers skyrocket. Because there's a whole bunch of people come in to see what all the hoorah is about. So, they can come in here, say anything they want, and their tactic is backfiring because they're actually helping the cause. Yeah, send them this chat. They might like to read it. But personally, I think Timmy's clocked out. I don't think he's either pushing Jay-Z's or he's fish food. So, but this graph, I have a graph here I watch during the show, and it's interesting to see how it goes up and down. And whenever the trolls come on, it goes way up. So they're just helping me out. They can say all the defamatory stuff they want because they're just pushing my hours. Every comment that gets ticked on the YouTube. And it doesn't matter. They can go ahead and withdraw it, but once they hit that send button, that number's there. So it's kind of stupid, really. He sits there, he makes the comment, and then takes it out. So, what are you going to do? These people have no idea how YouTube works. I guarantee you that all law enforcement in the state of Minnesota is aware of Mr. Homeseth right now. So if he is alive anywhere, he's going to find himself getting 3 squares in a cot. And the fact that he's driving around without a license and probably doesn't have insurance and he's got the wrong wrong address on both. So, it's the old tick-tock, just like they do. It's going to be any day now. They're either going to find his body dead or they're going to find it alive. It's going to be one of the two. Because, you can't go off the grid anymore in these modern times. Sooner or later, you're going to get yourself caught. It's how we found out about his mailing address. He made a stupid mistake and he got caught. And so if he tries that stunt again, we'll find him again. It's just, sooner or later, with all the data that's being collected on the internet, you're going to get found out. You cannot hide anymore. I don't have his birth name. I'm trying to find it. Holt is his last name. That's all I know. I think it's Lawrence Holt or something like that. He named his son first name using his surname, and there's a court record that I gotta find. He declared his birth name on the document. He said, "My name is Lawrence Holt. I am no longer this, that, or the other thing, and Tim Homeseth is not my real name." So it's out there. I just got to find it. I got, it's like I said, I got 2 terabytes of stuff on this idiot, and it's in one of those documents. But everybody, there's a whole bunch of people that have documents on this clown, and it's all court documents. He's known as a vexatious litigant in the courts. He can't even file anything under his own name anymore. The judge won't let him because he's filed all these goofy lawsuits. Yeah, Lawrence Holt is going to be from either North Dakota or Minnesota. Huh. I hope somebody screenshotted that. I missed it. I'll have to play the DVR once this is done, see if I can find it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a point, I guess, where the mods have to make a decision and they decide he's got to go. So, it's alright. We got more than enough. Well, there's really nothing that Lewis can say to police. Lewis would have to identify himself. And any complaint he makes to the police is a matter of public record. So I don't know what he thinks he's going to tell the police, because there's nothing for Goddard to be guilty of. But it's just like Randy comes in here and shoots off his mouth, and then he takes back what he says, or else he gets wrenched, one or the other. But that's how trolls are trolls. Trolls got a troll. They have not, and the guy's in here about 10 minutes after he said he was going to leave. And with that, guys, we are past the 12 o'clock hour. I've been on here for 3 hours and 2 minutes. I'm going to call it a night. Going to go get myself a bite to eat and have some more milk and all that. Watch TV. There's a couple shows I want to watch. So, thank you, moderators, for moderating and helping out. Thank you for everybody that participated. And I'm even going to thank the trolls, because you're just making this channel grow. And it's going to keep growing. The more trolls the channel gets, the bigger it grows. And you might as well like and subscribe so that you know when I'm on the air. Because, it's like the show. I hadn't planned on being on the air tonight. And I did pretty good for not making an advance announcement in time. And thank you, moderate, for your help. I always appreciate it. And so with that, I'm going to call it. Please like and subscribe. There'll be another open chat tomorrow. I'm going to try and be better prepared and all that happy stuff. This is William K. Murtathon, Mert Witness 1. Have a good one.